The Sea by Iris Murdoch. Review by Swati Batra. Charles Araby. The central character's name is Charles Araby, and he has something that we can call Prospero syndrome. When Charles Araby retires from his glittering career in the London theatre, he buys a remote house on the rocks by the sea. He hopes to escape from his love affairs, but unexpectedly bumps into his childhood sweetheart and sets his heart on destroying her marriage. His equilibrium is further disturbed when his eccentric friends all decide to come and keep him company. Charles finds his seaside idyll severely threatened by his past. Hero or anti-hero? So the question that comes in front of the reader is whether to classify him as hero or anti-hero. Charles Araby, a retired director and actor who is known for snatching other men's wives, he is like Prospero because he has decided to stop practicing and take retirement by the seaside. But he is not able to understand what his, cousin James Araby tells him straightforwardly, which is given here. Time can divorce us from the reality of people. It can separate us from people and turn them into ghosts. Or rather, it is we who turn them into ghosts or demons. Some kinds of fruitless preoccupations with the past can create such simulacra, and they can exercise power, like those heroes at Troy fighting for a phantom Helen. Sometimes we idealize a human being, and that happens because of the time lapse involved between meeting that person at that time and what that person is right now. These two things can be totally different. This is seen in Charles Araby's long lost love. He is not able to distinguish between reality and illusion. Mary Hartley Fitch is married to Ben Fitch, and they have an adopted son Titus, who according to Ben looks like Charles. Hartley is confined to be free. Charles Araby keeps Hartley, his childhood love, and locks her in a room to make her free from the oppression of marriage, as he feels it will make her realize her love for him. James Araby, Charles's cousin, intervenes and makes him free Hartley. James Araby is also presented as an alter ego of Charles. He is an army officer who has worked under Ben Fitch, the husband of Mary Hartley Fitch. He has also practiced Buddhism. James Araby sorted out many problems of Charles's life and made him see the reality of his love. Okay, now what is different between these two brothers? James Araby is trying to reach perfection with the help of religion, that is Buddhism, and Charles Araby is trying to find perfection through his art. So with these two different approaches, the message that will come to the end, that imperfection is the reality of life and we should never run after perfection. In the Sea, Iris Murdoch tells us that there were once two cousins who grew up each in his own way to pursue the good. Baffled but with some intuition of its nature, a saint and a sinner. Saint is James and sinner is Charles Araby. One to pursue it through religion and other through art. The postscript "life goes on" is very significant. Uh, it, it's in Charles' own word expresses, illustrates the impossibility of living happily or virtuously forever. It's not possible. Life as we know is more complex and interesting than that. Value of the imperfect is Iris Murdoch's philosophy. At the end of the novel The Sea, Charles Araby has reached another form of old dog stage. He is downtrodden, misunderstood, disappointed. He nevertheless reaffirms his only life energy, the only urge to self-satisfaction that he can, which is his own. As he prepares to re-enter his old world and to be tempted into yet another love affair, he is who he must be. He may not have learned much, but at least he has learned to give up the search for perfection, whether it be through sainthood or romantic love. This recognition of the value of the imperfect is a theme which reoccurs time and again in Iris Murdoch's work, and this is something which is central to her philosophy. Ultimately, the final thing is art and life. These are quotes from the text which will help us to understand the relation as expressed between life and art in this particular novel. Life, unlike art, has an irritating way of bumping and limping on, undoing conversions, casting doubt on solutions, and generally illustrating the impossibility of living happily or virtuously ever after. Time, like the sea, unties knots, as sea is also the setting of the sea is also very significant, because here sea has been compared to time. Those tides that come, and the ebb and flow which is regulated by moon, that also works as a clock for people living outside the worldly time. Time, like the sea, unties all knots. Judgment on people are never final. They emerge from summing ups which at once suggest the need of a reconsideration. मतलब you cannot be sure about any judgment on any particular human being. Charles Arabi himself says human arrangements are nothing but loose ends and hazy reckoning, whatever art may otherwise pretend in order to console us. Ultimately, the message is more or less spiritual in the novel, and the point is human beings are imperfect, so let's enjoy this imperfection instead of reaching some other level in this mad pursuit or mad hunt of a long lost love or perfect life. Okay, that's all. Thank you.